Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we're diving down into the charts to take a look at what has been going on with Cardano. As we get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will not miss another video update. Right, with all that said, done and out of the way, let's quickly jump on down into the desktop and take a look at what is going on here with ADA. Okay guys, so it was only a couple days ago I actually put a video out thinking, we are likely to come down a little bit, right? We had our targets kind of set, everything was looking pretty good, right? We were looking to come down towards that $1.17 to $1.19 range, and then we see that Sunday Swap have actually put a date out on when they're launching and all that kind of good stuff, which effectively has triggered a bit of a pulse here on Cardano. So we are going to revisit this a little bit and see what's going on here, where our expectations are going next. So as we can see, this big kind of ABC move to the downside, right? That's kind of what I was expected. It was in line with the B wave down. Now we obviously got this shallower, right? We can see here that we're coming down a little bit shallow, coming down to that 382, no lower. So we were expecting a bit of a deeper pullback, but it hasn't occurred. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to just redraw this up a little bit to realign our expectations. Now, as we can see, we have our A, our B, and our C to the downside here. Now, it's important that we kind of do measure this, but there's nothing special about it, I don't think. So as we move this down, we can see that it's just over wicking the usual 1-to-1 ratio, but not impulsive anyway, so we can see that there. We then saw this move to the upside. This looked like our B wave. We were expecting a C wave down. And again, this actually does come in. As we see here, we have that ABC looking impulsive up, but then obviously reversal. That makes it kind of a B wave move. And here we can see we're pulling down. Again, there's an ABC in there, but very, very, say unusual, but, very, very shallow one. A, B, and C coming down. Now, what I'm going to do here is actually, I do think that this ABC, this larger ABC move that I had targeted down here at $1.17 to $1.19 actually is complete here. Okay, and the reason for this is that this is lower than our A wave. So that has come down, but it fell short, effectively creating almost a double bottom, and then you see that growth back to the upside. So a very, very shallow C wave, unexpected. We would have expected it to come down lower, but obviously some fundamentals have changed within a project that is launching on Cardano, and as a result of that, you started to see a good move to the upside, and quite a big one, right? So we actually saw here was this initial move. So we have our A, our B, and a C. Again, nothing unusual about that. Pulling down, we also see a corrective move here as well. We have that A, B, C. Again, nothing unusual other than the fact that it was a shorter C wave. And then here we start to see an interesting move to the upside. Now, what I do want to do is just remove some of these off here and get this tidied up a little bit and see if there's something slightly bigger at play. So obviously this B wave is now down here, and our A wave is up there. Okay. Now there is a bit of an interesting kind of move. We pull down, we push up, and so forth. I don't think there's anything kind of too major about it. So very, very corrective, completed here, and then we started to see some good launch to the upside. Now here, we can see that this can actually be kind of classified as a bit of an impulsive move. It doesn't really tick the criteria for it per se, but you can see that this is definitely made up of lots of waves and an impulsive in nature, right? And we can see that there. So obviously steady growth. Now we can, of course, put a whole load of ABCs in here if you want. Again, it aligns, but sometimes there are these moves, these little corrections here, that are not aligning perfectly to those moves that you would normally expect with an ABC. So therefore, I think it's actually going to be neater and a little bit easier to actually mark this up as, an impulsive move. And I reckon that what we're looking at here is wave 1, wave 2, and I think this here is actually wave 3, this being potentially the wave 4 pullback, and now we are looking to go up. And the reason I say this is normally you would expect to see lots of waves inside, and you can see that we've got quite interesting kind of moves here. So for example, we have a push up, a pull down, a push up, a pull down, and a push up, right? And this is kind of consistent across these. Now what we do is we grab hold of our fib, and we want to see where that fifth wave is likely to go. We're going to take our hold of our third wave here. Specifically that fourth wave, actually the top of 3 and the low end of 4, and we can kind of get a bit of an idea. You know, we have our C wave target coming out here towards 45 cent. That has actually also changed. Let me first of all correct that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab hold of the fib. I'm going to remove that for a second here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out the distance of our first impulsive wave, which is this one here. Okay, and again, this is really good to kind of see, guys, because we had 5 waves here, we had our corrective action, and now we're looking for potentially 5 moves back to the upside after this kind of corrective move here. Now ABC coming down, definitely an ABC here, pulling down, double top, and then finally completing here. Now this could be something, I'm not really going to measure it out, it could be a triangular wedge of some kind, but we are now looking impulsive. Okay, so we had impulsive up, corrective down, impulsive up, good to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure this A wave here, okay, and we're just going to grab the bottom of our A wave, and we're going to move that over to our B wave here, and of course, you know, what we're looking for here is an impulsive move. So straight away we know that we are moving to about $1.50 right up here. This would be a 1-to-1 ratio. Going past 162 would be impulsive. So I'm going to grab our C wave here, and I'm going to put it on the 1-to-1 ratio for now, which would be right about there. Okay, and now this is important. So obviously on the larger trends we have a good idea now of where we're kind of expecting our C wave to go. We can also see, you know, this impulsive move here kind of forming out. Now with this impulsive move, if it does continue, then we are likely to potentially, you know, continue that growth. Now, one of the things about Elliott wave and Elliott theory is there's a few real kind of critical rules that apply to pretty much standard finance, stock market, and all that kind of stuff. And if you actually start to notice these rules, you know, aligning really well in the crypto space, then they have a tendency to kind of play out. So, what I'm trying to actually effectively talk about is a standardization of what you would expect to see with impulsive moves. Okay, so here we obviously have an A, a B, and a C. This is usually where things start out. However, we can see that there are 5 wave counts inside our A wave, and so therefore we can just mark that up as a number 5, right? We've got 5 waves here. We can see that there is some sort of a corrective action here. I do think this is likely to be some kind of ABC correction. So I am going to mark this up as 3 waves, and yeah, it's definitely looking that way. So I'm going to mark it up as 3. Okay, so we have now a 5 and a 3. What we're looking for now in this next little leg is another 5 waves. Okay, so we have a 5, 3, 5, which would then lead us into a 3 and a 5 at a later stage. So we end up with 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. Okay, and in that scenario, that is what you would technically like to see in an impulsive move, right, on a larger time scale. You'd have 5 waves inside wave 1, you'd have 3 waves inside wave 2, you'd have 5 waves inside wave 3. Within wave 4, you would expect 3 waves, and then 5 waves inside the 5th wave as well. Now, looking at this, I might actually realign this a little bit, and looking at it from a slightly zoomed out point of view, this might be our wave 1, this might be our wave 2, this potentially is still going now, could be our wave 3, looking for a pullback on wave 4, and then we go up to completing out that next move. Okay, so again, we can see how that kind of lines out quite nicely. And this means effectively that if we actually measure our distance here of our wave 1, grab that. There's a little bit of lag here, so apologies for that. Let me just grab this and put it here. We can see that we went impulsive right about here. Small pullback at that time, okay, but impulsive in its nature, okay, and this is really cool because it means effectively that we are likely to see a pullback and then another wave afterwards. And again, as I was talking about waves within waves, you can see here we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, and potentially 5. Okay, so 5 waves inside that 3rd wave. Okay, so again, you can kind of go nuts with this. You can go down lots of different timelines. I don't want to confuse anyone, but effectively we're looking pretty good. This would potentially lead us into thinking that this is not an ABC corrective move up, but actually impulsive move up, potentially on the 4-hourly or the 8-hourly chart, right? And it's looking pretty good. So I was wrong about the pullback here. And again, I think this is a fundamental change that we saw. We were expecting us to pull back. It hasn't happened. We've now seen the reversal. We've seen the push back up. So we're now looking for a 4th wave down and a 5th wave up. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. So my targets are kind of set. We have about $1.50 Cardano ADA. Whether that actually becomes our third wave high, I do not know at this point. I would say that our waves are looking like they're coming to a bit of a close here on our third wave. So as in we're overbought on our stochastic, so we are looking for corrective action there. And then we'll look to pull back with an ABC correction move here in our fourth wave. And then we'll look for another 5 waves within our last leg up. Okay, and again, you know, this is tracking very, very nicely for a good move. So if this is wave 2, I wouldn't expect to see a triangle or anything here. So it's looking corrective, but there is a little bit of oddness just about this move here as we completed that move down with a C wave. So we are either looking at something like this, which potentially would be about right. We'll measure it in a second. So we have a big A wave, a B wave up, and then a C wave kind of falling short. And if we actually measure the bounce on this and we bring this down, we can see that we bounced up to the 618 and then pulling down. So again, that seems about right with the expectations of a B wave. So the C wave was looking to pull back down, it fell short, and that is fine. So that looks pretty good as a corrective move. There is a little blip here in the middle, but it's not impulsive, which is the main gist of what we're looking at. So overall, we're looking pretty bullish right now for Cardano, and the targets are set, which is frustrating that we didn't get down into the buy zone, but nonetheless, we can see good progression back to the upside right now with ADA. Again, this is where we are talking about the bigger picture as well. We are looking for that push up here within this kind of potential triangle wedge on our daily overbought. So we are looking for corrective action at some point soon. The weekly just coming out of the oversold area. We're printing a pretty good green candle here, and we are waiting for the birth of a new trend as I've been articulating it. Again, this low point is still higher than the lows that we had previously. So all of this is actually looking pretty good. After an ABC correction like this, after 5 waves up and 3 waves down, we are now tracking, if I actually put that down here, we are now tracking for the start of a potential corrective move up on our weekly that might actually lead into an impulsive move up, which obviously, you know, would play a part of what is going on with the bigger picture here. So as you can see, the impulsive move that we've had, $3.10, the corrective move that followed that, and now we are tracking for the next move. So guys, hopefully you have found this video useful and informative. If you have, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and you will be kept up to date with every video that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With that said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.